Hey there everyone, before we get to the video from the actual stream, I just want to go over a couple things real quick because this stuff got axed from the beginning of the video, so I wanted to go over it now before we actually get into the gameplay. So this is Clan Eshin, obviously. This is the faction we're going to be playing for this video, and the faction effects has access to shadowy dealings, which is something that will be explained further once the gameplay actually commences. Recruitment cost for all non-Eshin units is 200% increased, which is really not that big of a deal for the most part. Maybe super early, it could be annoying, but I mean, it's not upkeep, so it shouldn't really affect you in the mid to late game all that much. It's just try to keep you from immediately going out there and buying lots of units that are not Eshin units. Loyalty. So your lords will never defect, which is nice, so you don't gotta worry about those pesky little missions that tell you to go do something ridiculous, causing your loyalty to go down to a point where you have to worry about your leadership. Night runners and gutter runners use armor-piercing, warp-infused projectiles. This is very, very nice. Basically, the gutter runner slingers are kind of like on the level of handgunners, just about. So, if not better, maybe. I'd have to actually test them against each other, but this is very, very, very good, and makes the gutter runners and the night runners a lot more worth purchasing and keep them around in the late game. Lord effect, he gets plus 25% to ambush. Always great. Basically, ambush is like lightning strike. Only gets a % chance of succeeding, and he gives you some other bonuses as well when you do succeed. So it's very nice. And plus 8 melee attack for embedded heroes. That's a lot of extra melee attack for embedded heroes. The assassins usually start with a bunch of melee attack anyways, but I mean, I'm not gonna freaking scoff at plus 8. It's pretty nice. Ability concealment bombs, so he can use concealment bombs on himself, which is a pretty useful thing for sneaking around, getting those stabs. Considering he is a duelist, freaking pop concealment bombs, run up there, stab a guy. He gets a couple of cool starting units. I don't think this displays properly. No. So this basically the missile damage and the armor-piercing missile damage are swapped. So it should be dealing like 11 or 12 armor-piercing and like 2 or 3 regular missile damage, as opposed to what it says right there. So basically they just swap the two numbers around for the most part. You got your triads here. You got a Weeping Blade ability, which is nice, reduces the enemy's armor, so these are good in combination with units that don't have quite as much armor piercing, because you reduce the enemy's armor down, so you can actually use them a lot more effectively. And they have bonus versus large. Stock, physical resist, concealment bombs for themselves as well, and Vanguard deployment, though I don't know why you'd Vanguard deploy these. I mean, I suppose you could, but I feel like they're much better used in tandem with some other unit. I mean, I know you could flank with them or something, but the second anything with a missile attack start shooting at them, they're just gonna get shoot up, because there's only 54 of them in a unit. So kind of like to hide them with some other stuff. And you got the warp grinders, which can attack walls. So they're like an artillery unit that's melee. If that makes any sense. As far as taking out fortifications is concerned, they do have Vanguard deployment, so you can get them closer if you need to. And they got a couple abilities like seismic snare, which makes units not be able to move around them, and does damage around them as well. So, as you'll see, I'll do experimentation with these and try to get them to see how they work. And yeah, that might be worth your time. I don't know. They're kind of one of those do you want to keep them or not? I still need to experiment more with these. At the time of me recording this, I still need to figure out if this unit is worth having one of in your armies or not. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to quick go over this stuff before going into the gameplay in earnest, because like I said, the beginning of this playthrough got chopped off, so it basically just goes straight into gameplay and misses out on me talking about this stuff before the start. So, all right, off to the gameplay.
Elusive Death Master. Your enemies here are oblivious of your presence.
Damn straight.
Use the knowledge you have acquired from the East to secure these lands for Clan Eshin. Brutish orcs and vile goblins gather along the coast. Their savagery will not protect them, from the blade in the shadows.
Hell
See
yeah.
to their removal. The Dragon Isles to the south hide many powerful monsters, some unknown in nature. Such threats should be dealt with carefully, but ruthlessly. The dwarfs of Karak Azul dwell in the nearby mountains, holding out against the greenskins. Let them kill one another, then take what is left of their crumbling realms.
Sounds like a plan.
Send the agents of Eshin out into the world, Deathmaster. With the weeping blades in claw and tail, you are but a creeping rumor that will cause all to fear the shadows.
Damn straight. Damn straight. Okay, so we got Clan Eshin, how they play. All the great Skaven clans, Eshin perform acts of stealth and subterfuge like no other. Schemes will naturally, being Skaven, develop over the course of the campaign, and can be used to send your lords and heroes to perform a host of instantly successful actions upon armies, characters, or settlements. Once completed, the agents may have to slip back in the shadows for a number of turns to lay low and recover. Greater clan contracts, backstabbing is the way of life for a Skaven, and therefore greater clans, as their unseen leaders vie for power over one another in the Council of 13, you can undertake their ruthless contracts in return for access to the clan's prized units and contraptions. Under Empire is the same, Skaven corruption is the same. Okay, so that's all good. Occupy loot raise for settlements for 2,000 warp dust. Fantastic. Some okay income coming in right away. There's 2 food. So this is the scheme chart up here. You get your maximum amount of schemes. And then, so 5 schemes. And then your clan standings with everyone as well. So right now I have a 0 with everybody, it looks like. And then you can go to contracts here. Tier 1 assassins. That makes sense, because obviously if you're doing contracts and stuff. So you can pick what agent you want to go on a contract. Currently I have no contracts here, so I can't obviously do any of that stuff, but that should just get that later on. These are the smaller contracts, it looks like. So, like this up here, you would apply to one of these, like small heist. Shiny things of desire, gold, or any other currency for the matter is a fair game to agents, especially with their oblivious targets aren't looking. So you steal up to 1,000 from a settlement, reduces income by 10% for 5 turns, and has a 10-turn cooldown. And you pick which agent you want to go. You have to select a settlement as well. So like if I want to do that, there's the forest. So here's the contract, the place selected, and the agent to go. Then click that, and then you go steal gold. But it would use up my schemes. So got a lot of different schemes here. Wow, it's probably the easier way to get rid of that. But anyways, what's this? Night Lord demands that his chief assassin periodically travels back to Skaven Blight to report to him on Clan Eshin's shady affairs, a trip that requires significant bribery and backstabbing for the Deathmaster to remain undetected. This action must be performed to complete Cinch's campaign and increase the number of available schemes by 1. Okay. So you lose your legendary lord for 2 turns, but you increase your schemes, and you have to do this to complete the campaign, apparently. Gotcha. Status rations. Treasury agents of Clan Eshin do not falter in their unending death attacks. Additional rations are set aside for those assigned to carry out their nefarious schemes. Okay, it resets all the schemes. Gotcha. Gotcha. There's food raid. You grant food from a settlement. Sneaky scouting. Grants vision. A promise for 5 turns. Also reveals undercities. That's nice. That's really nice, actually. Trouble to make. Leadership penalty to target army. -10 leadership. It's actually pretty decent. Early on, that could be pretty strong. Depending on what faction you're fighting. Like against greenskins or something, that'd be like ridiculous. Honestly, because...
Get out me!
Like, what is... Goblin has 52 leadership. So, you just knock down their freaking leadership to like 40 or something. So, legitimately, you just like walk up and they're like, ah, ratmen! Ah! So that could be pretty effective. What's this? Burglarize. Steals a random ancillary from target settlement. Ooh, that could be cool too. Let's see. What are the big ones? Everybody wants to know what the big ones are. Oh, I can't even look at them because the action's not available. I can only imagine that these are like blow up city, instantly cause rebellion, cause shitloads of scam and corruption or something like that. That's my guesses. Bomb scuttle fleet. Oh, jeebus. Oh, that's kill faction leader. Interesting. Interesting. Escape and mutiny, death or stealthy stabbing. Overthrow Undercity? I wonder if that must be like claim an Undercity from somebody else. That'd be kind of nice. Big heist. Sabotage, double agents. Alright, cool. I like it. So this stuff here as well, like, as they give you contracts, you can gain and lose standing with the different factions. So like eventually each one of these levels or whatever gives you more bonuses with certain things. So like this Clan Moors gives you weapon strength. Lords has been hero, public order. Clan Boulder over here gives you physical resist. Construction cost reductions. Recruitment cost -220% for rat ogres and help dominations. It's pretty nice actually. But by the time you get this, that might not matter. You might not have any money problems by then, so dip regulations +40 with faction clan scryer. Research rate +5%. Here, armor +20. Recruitment cost for doom flares, warp lightning, cannons, all that good stuff. We got the -20, 220 for clan rats and storm vermin. Melee defense, food generated all armies. Does that mean 1 food is generated per army that you have? Or does that just mean it generates 1 food? I wonder. Interesting. And does this reduce your food by 1 or 2 for every army you have? So that could get pretty egregious. Alright. Technology. Did they add any technology at all? It doesn't look like it. No. Kind of diplomatic relations can we have here?
Bow to me,
Got a Clan Rictus nest up here that we have a non-aggression pact with. Karakazul has 7 settlements and they're right over there, which is a little bit spooky. And they're not a huge fan of us, obviously. Then there's these Red Cloud fellows. Alright, so what,
Where shadow
we've got
falls
this
bright.
building here, the Den of Dread Deeds, which unlocks the Devious Plans technology. Generates 400 income, 3 food, 4 public order, and 13 growth. Of course, it would be 13, wouldn't it? Yeah, so we should be able to...
Must spread our own corruption.
Yeah, so assassins are on a tier 1 building for the lair or whatever. So we can get assassins pretty much right away, which would be kind of nice. Also night runners. Could be pretty dope. Start out with. So like as far as buildings go, I don't think there's any new buildings.
This is dark.
They just added some more units to said buildings. So you have the poison wind mortars, which look like they could be fun. And you got the warp grinders, which are basically for destroying walls. So that could be cool. We'll see how fast they destroy walls, I guess. They do have a couple of abilities as well. Kind of the, potentially the, like the unit from Red Alert or whatever. The Desolator. Freaking bust shit up. Cause people around them to get damaged. Eshin Triads, which are an anti-large infantry. Good amount of AP, like no armor though. And they also have negative 50% armor, sundering. So they do open up enemies to a pretty hefty reduction in their armor. And obviously this gets better and better the higher tier the armor is, because percentage based. So you add these guys in to a melee fight, essentially. They're going to beef up everybody that's fighting whatever unit they're fighting by a pretty significant margin. I mean, they ain't great, but they're certainly a nice, unit to put into the an army to just like punch heavily armored units in the face. Let's get that though. Get those assassins rolling right out the bat. And we can do tech, so we get devious plans. Cranking out too.
Death Master Snake.
We got Elbog, Core Lobber. What do we have for units?
Death Master.
So we got some Night Runners, we got some Gutter Runners, we got some Warp Grinders, Clanners with Spears, Shields, Triads, Deathmaster himself. Oh yeah, I haven't looked at the Deathmaster yet. Probably should do that. He also has Weeping Blade, which is negative 50% armor. That's 35 seconds as well. That's a really long-lasting ability. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, so he's got the Whirl of Weeping Blades. Unique item. So he can do like a Vortex spell. Armor piercing plus 20, weapon strength plus 5%. Leadership plus 10 for Gutter Runners, Night Runners, Death Runners, and Eshin Triad units above rank 7. Interesting. Okay. It's kind of cool. I like that he gets a freaking Vortex spell. That's nice. And the Cloak of Shadows. 5 melee defense. Enemy hero action success chance negative 10%. Ambush success chance another 20%. So that's a 45% increase to his ambush success chance. Wow, okay. That's pretty good. And you get an ancient, and you could get ancient cunning on top of that, which is another 30%. Yeah, you're basically just ambushing everybody all the time. If you have the Cloak of Shadows, you're passive, and then Ancient Cunning. You're like ready to rock and roll, ambush-wise. Like there's pretty much nobody that's getting get away from that, which is obviously pretty good for Skaven, so probably end up doing that. Ancient Cunning is a great ability for Skaven. Absolutely fantastic. It's basically like poor man's Lightning Strike. In some cases, it's better, though. It's just not guaranteed is all. Let's see. And constant around self. -9 melee defense and -4 leadership. -9 is a pretty big number. For 40 meters. For everybody within 40 meters. -9 melee defense. That's pretty good. Solid. I like it. Expert Thief. 25% chance of stealing magic items. Okay. It's not bad. I like magic items. Okay with that. So the, these two are not like the best purple items in the world, but he does get 2 of them, which is nice. But they are decent. They're okay. Ratfu! Hey, Harrion. Speaking of Ratfu. Self-defense, 15% chance of wounding aggressors, and -15% chance of enemy hero success. Nice. Sneaky, missile resist. Always good. Tricksy, magic resist. Less good as a single unit, but could still be useful if you're fighting somebody that has magic weapons. It gives you 10% resistance. Slippery. It's not bad. It's 25 seconds of 24 melee defense, 24% speed. From the shadows I come. Snipe, stalk, and unspottable. Yeah, that basically just makes it so you can go wherever you want, do what you want for 30 seconds. So just pull that and go kill their lord. On how good that Whirling Blade ability is, it depends. Is this the same as the... I'll look at the magic in a minute. Hang on a second. This is Black Whirlwind. I imagine it's probably similar to this. It's probably like that, but I guess we'll see how much damage this deals, maybe. Yeah, these spells are interesting. Obviously, Skitter Leap is something that we've had already. And I'll go back to looking at Legendary Lord here in a second, too. Warp Star seems like it's going to be... This better be like 1 casting cost. It's 4 casting cost for that. 7 increases the amount of missiles. We'll see. Armor of Darkness. That's a lot of armor and missile resist. It's actually quite a lot. It's only for a single target, though. This makes it AoE. It's not terrible. Snipe hero spell? Yeah, maybe. See how much damage it does, I guess. It looks like a missile spell, and missile spells are always interesting, obviously. Does not affect friendly troops. Huge stationary effect. Can disrupt information, so it does no damage. I feel like this needs an explanation of what it does. Okay. Because looks spooky is not a thing that you really want. I wish they would tell the damage it does instead of saying does big damage, does small damage. Yeah, I mean the damage is obviously varied, but it would be like depending on what it's hitting. But it would be like nice if they were like DPS of spell, like if it's in contact with you, like yeah, like how much damage is it gonna do if it actually like, touches you for 1 second, you know. Or those like single spells like a fireball or something. Like how much damage does the burst deal? Yeah, I agree. I like numbers. And the just general like, I don't know, it does some damage. It's not exactly the best, to be sure. Brittle Bones, -40 melee defense, speed reduction, and vigor. This is a lot of reduction for 11 casting cost. -40 melee defense. That destroys somebody. Like, you ain't missing anymore. Like any normal unit, it's not like a lord or something, basically will not have melee defense. And if you cast it on a lord, they will have like 20. Which is still incredibly low, obviously. It also makes them tired. For 18. It does it in AoE. Wow, okay. So 18 casting costs, you need to make this happen in AoE for 39 seconds. Yeah, against Cav too. Yeah, reduce the speed, melee defense, and vigor. So if they like, are coming at you, you just turn, throw this on them, and just crap all over them. Yeah, that's not bad. I like that. This is crazy. Like, that's a nice hit. I like that a lot. And then there's this, obviously, which is just a vortex. I don't know if it moves or not. It doesn't look like it moves. It's just a vortex in the area. I wonder if you can cast this on walls. Alright, fair enough. This guy is one of those. Does this actually explain what the hell this does better? Disrupts unit formations. Okay. So at level 1, it just disrupts unit formations. If you overcast it, it does negative 48% speed and negative 8 leadership, which is pretty good. Negative 48% speed basically means you ain't moving, like, at all. Oh, it says it's stationary? Oops. A non-moving vortex spell does have its uses. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what, that is what Pit of Shades is, and that's one of the better spells in the game, so. So they're saying Veil of Shadows has no real use since it has a similar cost to the other debuff spell. Yeah, unless you really like speed reduction, I guess. I would say this is probably the weakest spell. It does disrupt unit formations. So I guess it depends on how disruptive it is, because it doesn't affect your troops. So if you have this, like, knocking people over all over the place, that means they're not fighting, and your guys are stabbing them. So potentially this could be good, because well, it doesn't deal damage, it also doesn't deal damage to your troops. And the debuffs do not affect your guys either. Yeah, the speed reduction doesn't really do anything. So so instead of overcasting it, you could just, for 12, you could just cast it like normal. The 8 leadership obviously could be okay, depending on what you're fighting. So I probably wouldn't overcast this. But if you cast it the normal spell, it still knocks people around. And doesn't do damage to your guys. Sounds like a multiplayer spell? Yeah. Can't really knock Cav or monster out of position. Supposedly, no. I mean, you can't knock them over, so. Yeah, 12 is kind of expensive. What does Black Whirlwind cost? 15? 17? Brittle Bone Overcast only costs 14. This is 12. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably the most questionable one, but maybe it has its uses. Use for getting Rallying guns on melee? Yeah, possible. How's the DLC? Well, so far we've just been talking and looking at things, so I haven't even fought the first battle yet. Yeah, if it was cheaper, maybe. I guess, how big is the AoE on this thing? Does it look like? Like, if it's got a huge AoE as well. It definitely looks like something you could use, that you use to disengage your troops as well. Yeah. Because it looks like it's just pushing people away from that unit, so you could throw that down and then disengage your guys. Situationally, super situational. I probably would not put points in this for a while. Breaking a charge? It depends on if it actually knocks Cav back or not. Testing is required. Because Cav doesn't normally get knocked down in their ass by anything. Some monsters do. Some monsters can fall down. So yeah, we'll have to see what this actually affects. But so far, what it looks like, it's potentially one of the weakest. Because this does like 60 armor and missile resist. Skitter Leap, I don't know. I've never really used Skitter Leap, but I could see this, again, feels kind of multiplayer-ish. Like, not useless, but it only lasts 25 seconds, so. Yeah. This is nice. Whenever you cast reductions, it basically applies poison to everything on the entire map whenever you cast a spell. Cast a spell? Which would be a reason to spam warp stars, I guess. Is to get toxic, like, get toxic rain on people. What's cooldown? Wow, cooldown is 28 seconds on warp stars? Never mind. Never mind spamming warp stars. It's pretty late. I gotta work tomorrow. Enjoy. Have a good weekend, my dude. Have a good one, Murph. Sleep well. How are the base stats on the Lord? I'll show you in a second. And this is all normal stuff. Scouting, spread corruption, hinder replenishment, wound, specialist. Okay. Warp fireball. So you get a free fireball, essentially. Fireball so bad they just given it away.
Death Master.
Alright, so he's got like basically no armor. He's very low in HP. Middling leadership. Pretty decently fast for infantry. He's got 70 melee attack. And also Weeping Blade, which reduces the enemy's armor by 50%. 50 melee defense, pretty decent. Armor piercing, damage 300, weapon damage 160, and a 60 charge bonus. He also has concealment bombs. And stock. And 30% physical resist. Yeah, armor is awful. The rest of the stats are pretty good, though. Particularly for a Skaven. And this is nice. Yeah, I feel like on Legendary, this guy's gonna get his ass beat by enemy leaders early. Oh yeah, and we stopped looking at his abilities to go look at magic. Alright, back to looking at abilities. Got distracted. Jump scare, enemies. Enemy units are afflicted with temporary defensive penalties at the beginning of ambush battles. What does that mean? I mean, it sounds cool, but what does that mean? Enemy units are afflicted with temporary defensive penalties. Is that armor reduction? Is that melee defense reduction? Is that leadership? Enemy leadership -5 in the local region. Ambush success chance up 10%. Wow, more ambush success chance. Suppose he attacks really fast. Gotcha. If he's got a really good animation, that could help him out significantly, obviously. Scurry fast, quick. Campaign movement range and charge bonus in the Lord's army. Could be good. I get the feeling that melee focused heroes might be able to beat him, unless they have some really good animations. Well, maybe not at level 1. Like, if the hero was level 1 and he was level 1, I think he still wins that, because he's just got a shitload of damage, and his melee attack is 70, which is pretty good. Plus, he reduces their armor by 50%, which is also pretty nice. It doesn't really matter too much for him, because he's got a lot of AP, I guess. But if anybody else is punching them, I guess, then this is pretty important. Speed for infantry units, that's nice. Concealment bombs for all night runners and gutter runners. That's pretty cool too. Negative 25% upkeep for all units. For 1 point. Yeah, that's okay. All units in the Lord's army, that is. Remember from the adverts, he's supposed to be really good at solo fighting, and they mentioned something about him doing more damage the more damage they've taken. Maybe it's an ability or something. He might struggle against early magic damage lords because he relies so much on the physical resist. Yeah. Just think how little hit points he has in small unit size. He won't survive a single lich. Right? Yeah, you get blasted by like one freaking like soul. What the frick is that attack called? Soul Rip or whatever the crap it is. The one with the hand. Just dodge it. Another 15% physical resist and 5 melee defense. Okay. So, yeah. It's 45% then. Not bad, not bad. Spirit Leech, that's what it is. Immediately cause siege attrition at a reduced rate when besieging enemy settlements. Public order -5. Ooh. Immediately cause siege attrition. It's obviously not like going to take half their army away, but you can... This might actually like give you a reason to build like towers or something. I think even with the 2,940 HP, a Spirit Leech is like 3 uses from forces him to run with his low leadership. Possible. They did reduce the damage on Spirit Leech because it was killing everybody in multiplayer and people in multiplayer were annoyed. If you keep breaking every siege in the same turn. No, because siege damage only happens at the beginning of your turn. So you'd have to, it has to go an entire turn cycle. Since you might want to skip weapon teams and things, sieging the building towers might be useful with that ability. Right, yeah. Oh, the freaking Buana shit. Melee attack +3, weapon strength +4. Not bad for a single point. Kinda nice. He already has a tail weapon. Doesn't need a new tail weapon. Yeah. It's more costly version of Spirit Leech. Also, Arcane Unforging would probably cause him some serious problems. Arcane Unforging is where the real meme is at, to be honest. If you want to kill a guy, that's how you do it. Let's see. Weapon strength, 5%. Weapon strength plus 10% when fighting high elves, green skins men. Yeah, okay. Thick skinned, give some armor. So it's plus 15 armor. That starts getting him at least some more normal levels of armor. Blade Master. Freaking 82 or whatever. Not bad. Ruined Decay seems to be missing Dark Elf bonus damage. I don't think it ever had Dark Elf bonus damage. Because this is the exact same skill that other lords get. I think all these yellow skills are exactly the same. Oh, wait, no. A couple weird ones here. Affirmative's Valor. The Deathmaster's Sigil. Can disrupt new information is good against armor. Why is it good against armor? 7 seconds. Cannot move. Can disrupt formations. Okay, we'll have to see what that does. Because it doesn't really... The explanation is not super clear. Wouldn't he be fighting Dark Elves? Yeah. But this is... it. Well, greenskins, I guess. I guess it's kind of weird that greenskins are lumped in there, to be honest. All the other factions are like order factions. But yeah, greenskins are in there too, so it's a little bit weird. But, I mean, he's going to be fighting greenskins here too. There is one Dark Elf faction that's near him, but that's it. And on the Vortex map, I don't think there's any Dark Elf factions that are near him. So this makes more sense for the Vortex map. Because of Queek. Which is weird because Queek... Well, Queek, obviously... Does he even really fight greenskins? He doesn't even really fight greenskins on the Vortex map. And it takes a while for him to actually fight greenskins on the Mortal Empires map, because mostly he's fighting skeletons early on. And dwarves. But, yeah. He eventually gets around to it, I guess. This stuff is pretty much all normal. Pack leader. Thing neat here. This appears to be all normal stuff. Yep. Then we got all the blue skills. Look to be pretty much straightforward normal. Wow, you can get some really serious upkeep reduction. With contract loopholes, that's 25%. You got Quartermaster here, which is another 15%. You get another 8% from Renowned and Feared. Whew. My gosh. I feel like he's kind of lacking. Yeah, he's got some okay stuff. He doesn't have anything crazy, though, really. Yeah, it kind of depends on this a bit. This is insane. This stuff's pretty okay, too. But yeah, most of this stuff is just normal. Like this, most of this tree is fairly normal. Yeah, he's basically free army. Yeah. It's just that this is kind of a... It's kind of a short skill line, I guess. Some Legendary Lords have, like, a couple. He's a fighting Lord, though, so he doesn't get, like, spells and stuff, which is some of the Legendary Lords get, like... There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. He's no Morathi. We'll put it that way. He's no Morathi, where you just have so many skills, you're just like... I want them all! They're all fantastic! And she has spells! You know. But we'll see, I guess. Just thought you get more. Eh. Buff hero units kind of skills for the faction. This is pretty nice. I mean, you have this stuff over here for your hero units to do. Basically, you want hero units so you can do these contracts and stuff like that to get bonuses for your faction. And this stuff too. This is where heroes really come into play for him. It's all this nonsense. I mean, he does give an 8 melee bonus for heroes in his army, so any assassins you put in his army do get an 8 bonus to their melee stats. Which is nice. It's a pretty big bonus, honestly, for just existing. But it's only for that, it's obviously only for that. He does get quite a lot of green lands, though. Yeah. Doesn't like oceans, magical forests, and temperate islands. So basically, he doesn't like Uthwan, he doesn't like Athaloran, and he doesn't like the graveyard. Pretty much everywhere else he can go fairly easily. So he's a rat of the world in that respect. I think some of this stuff, yeah, a lot of this stuff increases your embedded heroes stats, like these contracts. Like this adds armor, this adds melee defense, this adds physical resist, this adds weapon strength. So all these contracts, once they get leveled up, buff up your lords and heroes, which would buff up assassins, obviously, in melee. I find how they added the ocean biome as only one place has it, and only one faction likes it. I mean, what else would they have called it, right? Basically, they just wanted to make a place where nobody wanted to be except for the single faction, so it works out, I guess. Alright, well. I gotta take this and put him in here. I guess we'll go fight some people. Because I think we've looked at everything now, at this point. How many magical forests are on the map now? 6. There's Loren, there's the one in the Empire, there's the one in the desert. There's Averlorn, so that's 4. Is it 4? It might be 4. Yeah, you can rename settlements.
Horned ones of the realm wakens.
Alright, let's go. Mostly just goblins. I don't think we'll need the Menace Below summons for this. Let's hope I'm right. Oh, I guess I was counting all of Athel Loren as a single area. So yeah, there's 5 in Athel Loren itself. And then you have the one in the Empire and the one in the desert. Make an all-gunner runner army.
Got the runners!
Got the runners! We'll have to see.
What? Night runners!
The Night Runner's over here. Chuck some rocks at people from this side. Let's take
Clan rats!
you clan rats. We'll put you here.
Skaven, yes, yes! Night runners!
Take the runners and put them over here. Put you guys in with these duders. Not that you probably will really be needed there.
Eshin trial.
You go after the leader. You can chill here. These guys, I don't really know if I want to get them engaged in melee combat at all because they have like no melee stats. They're pretty terrible. Oh yeah. Gaenvale is a magical forest. Yeah, Gaenvale's a magical forest as well. Yeah, these are for destroying walls. That's basically what their job is. Go kill walls. They do also have a seismic snare ability to catch people and a AoE that causes damage around them, essentially. So yeah, I don't know how useful these guys are going to be outside of destroying walls. Depends on how fast they destroy a wall, man. If they destroy a wall really fast, like really fast, then they might be worth it, because you just roll up and freaking like start blowing shit up. Instead of wasting all your artillery rounds on the walls. Because it can take quite a while to destroy a wall with a catapult. So it could totally be worth it, depending on how fast they kill walls.
Countess command!
Alright, let's go.
At once! Master! I do go!
Ow.
Get the runners! Fight! Fight! Night runners! Eshin sorcerer! Steady dog talk!
His freaking leader ran away from me, bastard.
Guide us
Let's try to move these guys up here.
onwards.
Come back.
As you say, and snitch goes. With power,
Ow.
death awaits. Stephen! Yes, yes! Moving going.
His leader is just booking it around me right now.
Get in there, lead. Get the runners!
The gutter runners are tearing things up though.
Shadow, yes. Going, yes.
I'm curious how this AoE is. Wow, the AoE is actually pretty big.
We move, yes. Sneak height spells. Good spell.
Chasing those guys out. Tried to hit my own guys here for the most part.
Like flowing.
See how this is.
Onwards.
Scooch back in here a little bit.
Back on the ground.
Alright, time to see how that goes.
The master snitch. Move on, yes.
Back up.
Power of shadow. I don't move.
So it does AoE like it does like DOT over and a little bit of damage.
Master snitch.
Not crazy though. God damn it.
Yes, yes. Snitch goes.
Welcome to Skaven. Lots of running around in circles.
Now, ready now.
It's gonna be hard to use that ability, to be sure.
Night runners, all die. Death awaits. I don't move.
Okay, let me out.
Yes,
Let me out. 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 Ah! There we go. Jeebus.
Scuttle scupper.
Need it back up as well.
Scattering. Scurry through
There.
gloom dark. Death master snitch. Night runners.
Send you guys after those dudes, I guess.
Move! Onwards! Stab, stab! We obey! String the cattle back!
And let's toss this at that.
Dog, dog!
Shoot those guys in the face. Where the heck is his leader at still? His leader is just freaking all over the place.
Night runners!
Freaking freedom of movement nonsense. Jeez Louise.
Lord of stealth. Stealth magic! No, no! Nah, snitch eager! Death awaits!
Excuse me, pardon me, coming through.
Time to go! Snitch goes!
He just killed basically his entire unit, so I guess that works.
Kill!
You go up here and melee these guys real quick. These archers are tearing me apart.
Death master snitch! Where walk sins! Yes,
Yeah, so when I finally got on top of his leader, I just absolutely turned him into a pulp, but it took me forever to get on his leader because his leader's doing the I'm a legendary leader thing where he just runs around like a crazy bastard. Does whatever he wants because he doesn't have to care about being blocked by anybody ever.
Shadow, yes. Smell failure! Spells ready! Dark magic! Go, go! Night runners! At once! Die, die! Lord of stealth! I Google!
He is a duelist as well, so he doesn't have. I'm sure he doesn't have AoE damage. He's just completely designed to just kill. To just kill single targets. Like that's what his job is. He's there to mess up single targets. That's pretty much it. Run.
Death stab. Spell's ready.
It's true. This guy actually isn't too bad in melee, to be honest. Is he a warlock or something? No. He just doesn't have any armor is his problem.
Sorceress.
But yeah, overall he's got decent stats.
Dark magic. Go, go.
There we go. Try to kill off as many of these guys as we can.
I am ready.
Yeah, he's got 30% physical resist as well. Which ain't too shabby.
Guide us onward. Agree, Rick.
Yeah, so
Yes.
what does this look like? Okay, so it lasts a while. Oh, it lasts a long while, actually. Okay. So if you somehow get him, or get them, surrounded by enemies, you can pull that, I suppose. With their freaking melee stats, it's gonna be very difficult to get them within range to do something like that, though. And not have them get murdered. And not have, I suppose you could,
Good.
it's one of those, like, sacrifice the Skaven slave sort of situations, I suppose.
Eat.
You could just let your Skaven slaves eat shit while you do that.
Night runners. Horned one's wishes.
Because, you know, Skaven.
Gutter runners.
You're not gonna do that with any decent unit you own. Or it probably doesn't do much to large units, so I suppose you could combine them with a large unit assault. Add them in, do that. Yeah, it's not so much really the getting them there, it's them not dying
Sneak magic.
very shortly after getting there. This is the problem. Yeah, I don't feel like it'll be too difficult to get them to the location to pull the spell, but then if they don't have a bunch of infantry support, they're gonna get murdered really fast. Because they've got 20 melee attack and 26 melee defense. Which is clearly less than ideal when it comes to engaging anything in melee. He's recharging the enemy line and just burn the spell. Yeah, then you blow your own guys up. Because it doesn't ignore your own dudes. So like I said, you could use Skaven slaves or something to be the front line. Or maybe the summons, the death from below or whatever, you can use them to hold down a unit so you can nail them. That's another possibility. The spell is super, super cheap. I'll give it that. Also, these goblins seem to be really confused about what they want to do with themselves. So usually by the time it recharges, you've regenerated what you used to cast it in the first place. That should be enough goblins dead there. They're down to 7. Just want to make sure that this unit doesn't come back in any way, shape, or form. It would be nice if he had poison as well. Honestly, that would make him better against a single target. So right now, with the level of armor piercing he has, the fact that he reduces enemy armor by 50%, even although that is a lot, most of his damage personally doesn't care. So when he goes to kill a single person, this doesn't matter all that much because he is already piercing most of their armor. Slingers did a hell of a lot of damage. Good old slingers.
We kill Slate. We win.
Let's take the HP replenishment, shall we? Oh, an obsidian blade. Okay, well that's nice.
Yes.
It's a good first find.
Death Master Snitch.
Snitch. Marcher. That's always a solid ability.
Night Lord.
Hello, friendo. Alright, let's finish those guys off real quick. 2%, I suppose. And a Banner of Eternal Flame. Alright, well that's two.
More deadly.
That's two pretty solid items right off the bat.
Moving time. Yes, yes.
Acceptable. That doesn't matter too much. Let's get Inspiring Presence.
This one trust.
Caster.
Yes, yes.
I think this is new. I don't remember this. Oh yeah, this is because this is a new caster. So we get Bound Spell Fireball. Missile resistant 10 melee defense. Okay. Cathayan Training. They mentioned Cathay. They mentioned Cathay. That's it, guys. It's official. Cathay is in Warhammer 3. I can assure you that because they said Cathayan once in a skill. Concealment bombs. All right. Yeah, normal stuff. Otherwise, for the most part. Warp stars.
Eshin, strike, move. Eshin.
And let's see, what can we hire? Slaves mostly, I think. You got to insert information with your early access connections, right? Awful lot of mentions of Araby without Araby, though. Are there any skills that mention Araby, though? Like, maybe in a flavor text or something, but does the skill, like, directly mention Araby? But yeah, Araby would be nice to have, too, to be completely honest. A couple of those and some more slingers. I was kind of hoping Araby would be one of the factions that would pop up. Here, but they said they're not doing it anymore for Warhammer 2, so maybe in Warhammer 3, but I doubt it. Yeah, we'll see, I guess, how the map plays out. Alright, guys, get ready for warp speed. Here we go. Hold on. Hold on. The turn is happening. Look at it go. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it's almost done. We're almost there. Oh, shit. It's going so fast. Ah! Wow, there's still a lot of factions. There are still a lot of factions in this game. Even with the fast speed. But it didn't. That actually was pretty fast, to be honest. That was pretty okay. This is still the early game. So we'll see how fast it is in the late game. If it maintains that level of speed in the late game turns will be like outside of like watching people move around.